Welcome to our Living in Calgary, Alberta real estate channel on YouTube. And I'm your host today, Vanovermeire. And today's video, we're going to talk about the cost of living in Calgary. All right, so the first major expense for living in Calgary, heating costs, electricity costs. Now, we are a natural gas province, so the good news is we have lower priced natural gas here. The bad news is we have a lot of really cold days in the winter, so you have to use a lot of it and your gas bill can get pretty high. As far as electricity goes, we don't have a lot of water, so we have to import electricity, so that becomes a little bit more costly when you're looking at your utility bill for a winter living in Calgary. Well, if you like receiving these updates on our YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button, and you can also hit the bell and get notified when I put up a new video. And it would really help me out if you would like our video. All right, here's a cost that you may not think of, but living in Alberta, because it gets very dry and cold here, we don't put salt on the roads. When it gets really icy, we put gravel, which leads to a lot of rock chips, which leads to having to replace windshields. That's why you'll notice in Calgary there is a ton of places that you can get a new windshield, because inevitably you're gonna probably do at least one a year, maybe two. All right, here's an expense living in Calgary that a lot of people don't always think of, is your home and car insurance. Now, homeowners insurance, we do have pockets around Calgary that get a lot of hail, and this can really damage your roof, it can really damage your siding, and also if you get caught in one with your car, you're gonna have some major expense there, and as a result, your insurance costs can really go high, especially if you have a claim that's 2 or 3 years in a row. So you want to be aware of that and where you want to live, because some of these hailstorms, they tend to hit certain parts around Calgary more than others. You need to be aware of that. Now, another thing, we've had floods. We do get in the month of May, in the month of June, we get a lot of really heavy rains in Calgary. And if you're in the lower lying areas near the rivers, like the Elbow River, the Bow River, you do run the risk of flood and sewer backup. And these can add a lot of extra cost to your insurance. So be aware of that. Well, because the winters in Calgary can go on a long time, there's no question that you should have winter tires for your car. You're gonna have an extra expense there that you're gonna wanna be dealing with. And also, if you have a family, you've gotta be able to have all your winter gear. So, coats and boots and mitts and toques and all those sorts of things that get you through the winter. And of course, these things all add up. I was actually quite surprised this last fall when I went to buy a new winter jacket, just how expensive the good winter jackets are, and you're gonna have to budget for that, like I said, especially if you have a family. Well, if you don't like taking public transit and you have to get downtown, Calgary is the worst for giving you a ticket if you park in the wrong spot. So you're gonna have to pay for parking to avoid those tickets, and they charge quite a bit of money for parking. I mean, it can be anywhere from 20 bucks a day and up. You can buy monthly passes in some situations, but I think you're gonna be budgeting a few $100 into your monthly costs if you want to get parking downtown. Well, everyone has noticed that with a little inflation happening in all of Canada, that our grocery bills have gone up, but especially in Alberta, living in Calgary, we have to import all of our fruits and vegetables, and most of them come all the way from California, and all that cost is built right in. And it's really difficult when you look at during the winter months how expensive these fruits and vegetables can be. They tend to get a little bit lower in the summer months, but be prepared for some extra cost for groceries. Calgary is a very active town, and there's a lot of things to do when it comes to sports and recreation, and also we have a really large horse community around Calgary. These are luxuries that do cost money, so if your kids want to get into skiing, it can be expensive. I think when you factor in ski rentals and your lift ticket, it can be as much as 230 bucks for a day. You can buy yearly passes that bring that cost down, but it's still going to be expensive. Hockey, big thing here in Calgary. A lot of families love to put their kids in hockey. It's a wonderful sport. All costs money. A lot of times you can look for sports that are a little bit lower cost, like soccer and some of the summer activities, but winter goes a long time, so people tend to gravitate towards these winter sports. And of course, the whole horse community. Boarding horses can be expensive as well. Be prepared for that. I mean, it's wonderful to do these events, and it's wonderful to be part of these sports with the kids and the family. You just have to pay for it. Well, we've talked a lot in this video about things that cost extra money living in Calgary, but there is some bonuses to being here in Alberta. We don't have a provincial sales tax, so all we have to do is pay GST. What a huge savings that is. Also, talking about food, well, we have a lot of beef here. We actually have, well, arguably, I'm maybe a little biased because I'm an Albertan, true and true. We have the best beef in the world, and it's homegrown right here, and those beef prices tend to be a little bit lower because they are grown here. Same with wheat. We all grow it right here in Alberta. So those are some of the bonuses that can keep a little bit of the cost down, but still give you the best quality beef food you can find. If this information is really helpful to you, please subscribe to this channel. You can hit the bell and get notified when we put a new video up, and you can like my channel as well, and you'll continue to get some great information on what it's like to live here in Calgary. When it comes to Calgary, Alberta, there isn't much I don't know. I've been doing real estate in this city for a long time, and I look at absolutely everything that factors into lifestyle and living here, and I can be a great resource for you for that.